Good morning. I'm put my heart rate monitor on. I'm gonna go outside this morning and take a run. I usually run outside at least probably 4 or 5 days a week, and to get an idea of where my heart rate stays while I'm running, so I know if I need to speed it up or slow it down or what's going on. So I should prefer probably my cardio choice is to run outside, just because it's kind of relaxing. And we have fabulous weather here at 8 in the morning on a Saturday morning, so that's my plan. So I'm going to head on out the door here in just a couple minutes and go out and run for probably 50 minutes to an hour, and then I'll be back and make some breakfast. That's it. Bye, sweetie. Bye, Leo. Off we go. Pretty lucky living in California, because we have such nice weather that most of the year I can run outside, which beats the treadmill for sure. Good morning.
Hi there.
Sure you don't want to run with me?
Thank you for the offer.
And I'm off. Nice day out. Love running in the morning. Whew. I was able to keep my heart rate right between 150 to 155 for pretty much the whole hour. So that felt good. And it always feels good coming back from a run. I have a tough time indoor cardio. I get bored to tears, but I like running out in the path. Especially Saturday morning, there's 8 zillion people out there, so lots of people say hi to. It was fun. I'm starving, so it's time to make some breakfast. No joke. Okay. We're gonna make some protein pancakes this morning. Good stuff. Do 1/3 of a cup of oatmeal. I feel like I'm on the cooking channel. I'm gonna do a scoop of NutriTech. It's not exactly buttermilk pancakes, but not the pancakes I make for Blair. We're going to do a 1/2 cup of this, which is another 12 grams of protein. Whole bunch of cinnamon, bunch of water, and we'll blend. Wait for it to heat up. Ta-da! Put a little Splenda on there. That's it. Now we just wait.
Welcome back.
Leo, smile nice for the camera.
Fine. I actually buy and sell antique cars now.
You're such a petting whore. You're such a petting whore.
Convertible. Crazy because I was 1 year old when this car was made.
Not ready. Very fine process here. Not to burn the pancakes, not to flip too soon.
Damn, you were the man. Look at that thing. That's bad.
That does look pretty serious.
That's a Mach 1. That's a totally different world.
Original spoilers in it.
That's faster than a Shelby.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, you got the round here at the top. Yeah. Really happy I picked this up. You know, I always want to do this as well.
That's
But,
nice.
there's a few more parts coming in. I could do some work on them. I call like this.
Are you using the cinnamon as a kicker for the
Metabolism? No, mostly just for
taste?
taste, yeah. Just a little extra flavor. I like cinnamon. I believe it does help with metabolism as well, but it's not really my main objective here. Something to make my somewhat bland pancakes to taste a little bit better. So. Not bad. Quincy needs a little bigger legs, huh? For his height.
They're all sick.
Mm-hmm. Whatever.
I watch a little bit of it here and there.
I'm getting educated. And I'm like, hi there. Let's see. Well, I've got my whole supply of Muscle Tech products here. What I use mostly is the Nitrotech, the glutamine, the Thermo Shred. Most of the other products here are Blair's. He uses the whole rest of the weight gaining products. I have multivitamin, multimineral, Citramax, L-carnitine, Smart Blend, ALA, kelp, selenium, Tylenol PM in case I can't fall asleep, fat burners, and that's the majority of everything I have there. Vitamin C's. So that's kind of my whole, 2 of these, 2 of those, 1 of those. And that's kind of, I just take this guy with me everywhere I go. It's easier than pulling around 18 bottles of different vitamins and minerals. So I just fill that guy up and take it with me, which makes it a little bit silly in the airports, but that's okay. Recommended dose, I would say, pretty much for my multivitamins, my multiminerals. Minerals, as I start depleting more, I definitely increase my minerals some. So I would be taking more than the recommended dose when I start really depleting out my carbs. And I take a little bit more vitamin C, but everything else, pretty much the recommended dose. Unless I start to really get depleted, and then I will increase my C and I'll increase my multiminerals. But for the most part, everything else is recommended. And I take it, I cook twice a day generally, for my first meal and my third meal. So this is a picture that we got from Ed Corney. Blair and I did a seminar with him, and he signed that for us, which is really neat. We did that a few months ago, so that was fun. Years ago. This was from the seminar that we did together up in Tahoe. And that's a Planet Muscle cover, an M magazine, which I believe is South Africa, and the flex swimsuit issue that I was on, not this year, but last year. And then this is basically where I do the majority of my work, right here at my handy little computer here. And that's where I work with all my online clients. And I spend probably 3 hours a day sitting in this very chair, typing to my little heart content. This is my little office. We are heading back to the gym now. I'm going to meet Marlene. We're going to train shoulders and abs this afternoon. And then we'll have a little chance to change clothes. And then I'll have a posing seminar this afternoon. So, fun-filled day for us. And then my nutritionist, Tani, he's going to come up and take a look at me and see how I'm progressing along and see what if I need to make any changes to my diet or, God forbid, add any more cardio. So he'll take a look at me and see. He saw me last weekend, so it'll be, I feel like I tightened up a little bit this week, so it'll be interesting to see what he has to say. He's got a great eye, so it's always interesting. If Connie says I'm on track, then I feel good. I did my own contest prep for years, until last year. And so it's nice now to have somebody else to take a look at me. And so I'm not over-analyzing myself. It's just nice to have somebody else to go, you know what? You need to increase this or pull out that or whatever. Looking for Marlene. Ready? Workout partner's running a little late, so I'm going to start with abs, and then she'll meet me here in about 5-10 minutes. We'll start with shoulders then. Sore legs from yesterday, I tell you.
Close up. Do a little up, down, down. Like this.
I think probably ab exercises are real similar, bodybuilder, fitness, figure, probably not real different. Because I don't want to add any size to my waist, I don't do any oblique exercises. My obliques get sore from sprinting, so that's pretty much the only exercise my obliques get. I definitely don't train them. Train abs, like I said, 5-6 times a week, but I don't do any oblique training at all, aside from it gets as a secondary muscle. But I won't train them, I won't isolate them. Yeah, a lot of times I know, bodybuilders are training figure competitors for competitions, and a lot of times they'll have them train weighted obliques, and it's the last thing. Training your obliques with weights is probably the last thing you want to do, because keeping your waist as small as humanly possible is crucial. You definitely don't want to add the width at all to your sides, so definitely wouldn't train them with weights at all. If you did them just on a stability ball without weights, that'd be okay. Again, they probably get enough work as long as you're training your core, 5 days a week. you'll get enough with your obliques. What judges are looking for. Judges, like I said before, V-taper is pretty crucial. Shoulder to waist ratio, conditioning also. A girl could have, you know, fabulous body lines, but if she's not in shape and in good enough condition, it's not going to show through. So definitely being in condition, being your poise on stage, being polished, making eye contact with the judges, suits fitting correctly, colors, looking right for, you know, your hair and your makeup and appropriate on your body. But I would say probably posing is pretty crucial for figure, being able to pull out everything. They don't want us to flex like bodybuilders, but it's kind of this fine line between flex, but don't look like you're flexing too hard. Flex really hard, but make it look effortless. So that's the key, and you'll see with my posing seminar that we really work on flex everything that there is, but you really have to keep your face looking calm and keep your arms looking relaxed and your hands relaxed and just make it look as effortless as possible, although it's not. Nowhere close. What makes me a champion? Wow. You know, like I said before, figure's based a lot on genetics. Because they don't want us to carry, we can't change our genetics necessarily with, okay, well, you need bigger shoulders, so add that much more mass. They don't want us necessarily any bigger than we are currently. So genetic structure is huge with figure. So if you're not, you know, naturally don't have a relatively small waist, then you have to, you know, kind of build your body to create that illusion. So genetics are definitely a part of it. Additionally, I'm a hard worker, as I'm sure that you've seen or will see. So I've always been, you can't really compete against other girls because there's no telling what anybody else is doing, but you can compete against yourself. So my goal is always my best conditioning to date had been last year's Olympia. I'm gonna way surpass that this year. And that's always my goal, is just to try to continue show to show, make improvements. Whether or not the judging panel recognizes that or not, you have no control of that. But you do control, you know, the improvements that you can make. So that's all you can do, is try to go and do better than you did the show before. And as long as you're continuing to make improvements, you know, within yourself, you can feel happy about, you know, the changes that you're making. I think that's probably the biggest factor for making me a champion, is that I always want to improve. Usually I take 45 seconds, maybe 60 seconds between sets, roughly. I'm training with Marlin. I still guess probably about 45 seconds. My brand name, I think this is one I got at Starbucks, but no real particular brand. Yeah, I put some Splenda in it. That'll get cut at like the last 4 weeks. I will, no more protein powders, no more sweeteners, no more fun at all, because I'm having so much now.
pump up before going stage?
Yeah, usually mostly shoulders and back. Definitely lateral raises, some sort of shoulder press, front raise, rear delts. Pump them up 15, 20 reps, probably 3 sets through for each exercise, just to try to get the blood in the muscle. No real crazy workout, but I would say probably spend 5 to 10 minutes pumping it backstage just to try to force some carbs in there and try to make the muscles as full as possible at that point. Don't do much pumping up for my legs. Mostly practice posing backstage, and then just mostly shoulders, back. Try to pump that up as much as possible. And then my arms kind of get filled with blood just in the process. Well, that was right. I did 4 sets there. Moving on. What's that? Coming.
Yeah, you look leaner than last time I saw you.
Leaner than 2 days ago.
Yeah, no, seriously. Do it again. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Let me see your back.
Yeah, you look good, Jen.
Thanks, Miss Mar. Let's go use the hammer strength around the corner. Sit on the chair. I usually start my diet anywhere from 12 to 15 weeks out. For this show, I started 15 weeks out. That's what I did last year for the Olympia. I found that with a little extra time, it allowed me to be ready a few weeks early and fine-tune at the end. And I'd way rather be ready 3 weeks early and tread water if I have to. So generally, 12 to 15 weeks out is my contest prep. I don't get any cheat meals. I do cycle my carbs, so I get higher carb days and then drop it down to lower carb days throughout the week. So, but no actual cheat meals. I've tried, trust me, I've tried to cheat on everything under the sun, hoping that somehow it would be some miracle, but no, it doesn't work for me. Some people can. I know a lot of competitors that I compete with are lucky enough to be able to have cheat meals throughout their contest prep, but I unfortunately am not one of those people. Me and Monica have become pretty good friends. We chat on the phone or text or email each other every few weeks. So I was in awe of her when I started. She was definitely my role model for sure. So we became really, really good friends over the past couple years, and she's a doll. So I'm pretty much friends with everybody I compete with, but for the most part I don't really see anybody until we get to the shows. But never feels like there's any animosity between anybody. Everybody seems like they get along pretty well, so it's nice.
Last one. Good.
Good job. Hey, perfect. 4 more. Here we go. Good. 4. Nice. 1, 2, 3. Oh!
Good. It's on you. Push it. Come on. Keep it going.
2 more.
Good set. Last one.
Woo!
My forearms are pumped. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Good. It's all you. Good set. Keep going.
this failing?
Yeah.
Let's see. What do I crave the most? I've got a list. I've got a list of 5 things. I'm making a shirt actually. It says Jenny's 5 most wanted foods post-contest. So top of the list is red wine, followed by peanut butter, bread, cheese, chocolate. Not really in any particular order. Any of those will work. So that's kind of my 5 most craved foods while I'm prepping for a show. I'll be done with fish by the time these 15 weeks are up. I've had enough. I think I have gills, pretty sure. So those I probably crave the most. Usually I try to stay no more than 10 to 12 pounds above my contest weight in the off season, just because it's too hard for me to come back down in preparation for a show, and I generally need all 12 to 15 weeks to get there. So as long as I stay within that realm and I only have to lose about a pound a week, it makes it relatively seamless for me to get down to where I need to be. So yeah, I usually compete roughly about 125, and I try not to ever get above 140. It's not, and usually in the off season during the week I eat clean like I would, you know, during a diet, and then on the weekends we go out to dinner and have some wine and some dessert, like a normal person. Well, I'm 5'5", and like I said, I competed about 125 pounds off season, roughly 135 to 138, somewhere in there. Main difference between fitness, figure, and bodybuilding. I would say the physiques for fitness and figure are pretty similar. We're real similar to what the bodybuilding women looked like when that was first originated. I know a lot of times people say, yeah, you look like, you know, bodybuilders from the early 80s. So I think that probably we were talking about, I train my upper body, my shoulders and my back, just as heavy as I can and intensely as I can, because, as I explained before, V-taper for figure is so important. My legs I have to train with supersets and really, really high reps and really pound them just to try to get them lean enough to be in comparison with my upper body. And I have plenty of mass on my lower body, so I don't train my legs real heavy. I train them with just more repetitions. But my upper body, so that I have that pronounced V-taper, I train back and shoulders as heavy as I can. For shoulders and for back, I train, like I said, just about as heavy as I can. A lot of times I do 2 medial delt exercises, just again trying to get that cap on my outer delt. So I probably generally do about 16 sets for both shoulders and for back. Similar to a bodybuilder, I usually kept my rep range between 10 to 12, somewhere in there, and again lifting as heavy as I can. Obviously as I prepare for my show I get a little weaker, but I'm still relatively strong for a girl.
Here we go. Good set. Keep it going. Last one. Make it count.
That's it. Whew. That was a... Ouch. They're coming.
Oh yeah, they're coming hard. Look good.
Thanks.
Your shoulder never been getting too big?
No, not so much. I mean, most of the girls that I compete with are several inches taller than me, so I have to, by the time I shrink down to 120 some odd pounds, I kind of look dinky next to these girls. So no, nobody's ever told me my shoulders are too big. Not just yet. That's like, I've never been told that was too hard either, so. Jenny, you're just a little too conditioned. Never heard that yet. I would take it. Here we go. One more side more. Nice straight arms. Good. I'm sponsored with Muscle Tech and have been for the past couple of years, and they travel me pretty much across the country. I haven't gone out of the country aside from to Canada too much for them or doing appearances, but I've traveled all across the U.S. and I don't know that I have one particular place that I've liked to visit more. This year alone I've been to Louisiana and Florida, Toronto, New York, all over California, Washington State, where else have I gone to? Chicago. So I don't know that I necessarily have one place that I like to go more than another, but it's awesome to be able to travel and meet different people who, you know, I think a lot of times people don't realize that I'm a real person. They go, oh my gosh, it's you. It's really me. So it's really neat to go and meet people from all walks of life and all across the country and different ages and races and everything. So I'm very, very blessed and love what I do. Love what I do. People ask me all the time, if you could be anything in the world, what'd you be? I'm doing it. There's nothing else I'd rather do. Probably the most memorable to date was winning the first figure championships, winning the Arnold Classic, the Figure International, the first year. Again, I was competing with Monica for the first time at that show, and again, just to be on stage with her was through the roof. I was thrilled. So I had thought in my mind, if I placed behind Monica at this show, even, you know, second, third, that'd be wonderful. So to win that show was beyond something I'd ever even dreamt of. So that was probably the most surreal experience ever, was just being able to be on that stage and then experience winning that show, being, you know, one of the biggest shows that we get to compete at, and such an amazing event. That was probably the most thrilling event. I would say, you know, anytime I travel anywhere, if I'm in an airport and somebody says, oh, are you Jenny Lynn? That's still surreal to me, that somebody can recognize me. So that's pretty exciting. If I go somewhere and somebody recognizes me, and, you know, that's kind of fun.
Good.
Two more. Last one. Sorry about that, Mar.
That's right.
I totally gave up. I was like, well, we'll call it a superset for you. Woo! Pump shoulders. Shoulders.
The thing is that.
All right. Back to the house. Eat. Prep some food to bring with me. And change clothes. That's it. Get ready to go see the girls of the posing seminar. A bunch of several girls that I've helped prepare for shows previously are coming, and then I think a couple new people that haven't competed yet. So the veterans can help teach the new people. I'll bring a posing manual as well for anybody who doesn't already have it. Like I explained before, it'll kind of give you the play-by-play for all the posing information that we'll cover today. It's got pictures and explains all the verbiage for exactly what each pose should look like. So it's pretty helpful. I go through lots of vegetables in a week. Every time I go to the grocery store, everybody at the grocery store always teases me with my bags and bags of broccoli and cauliflower and asparagus and green beans. The vegetable lady's back. Okay, let that cook. These are turkey patties I made yesterday. So it's 99% fat-free ground turkey with onions and garlic. And then I just make them into little patties and 5 ounces each and broil them or barbecue them. I'm going to pack one of these for later. Some broccoli. This is tilapia I made the other day. So I'm going to pull out 6 ounces of it. Squished together, but I'm gonna weigh it. My handy dandy little scale. It's too much. Six and a half. Well, that'll work. Tilapia. Yep. Just a white fish. It's kind of that or halibut or orange roughy. I like it because it's thin and it cooks really, really quick. And I just put Mrs. Dash on it and some lemon. And it's kind of bland. Doesn't really taste like anything, which is kind of the way I like fish. I'm not really into fishy fish, so bland is good for me. If I go out to eat, I do. If I go out to a restaurant, but I don't really cook it much in the off season. Mostly turkey or chicken. I'm not really a steak eater. Might occasionally again have that out at a restaurant too, but I'm really more of a poultry girl. That's gonna cook. I'm gonna rinse real quick, and then I will be back. Take both those meals with me, and I'll eat when we get there. Hot off the press. A little lemon juice. And then I've got a little mustard that's going to go with us. And I need to grab my bag. Hey, nothing. Driving to my posing seminar. I don't know. I mean, I brought my suit and shoes, so if you want to just take a look at me and tell me what you think. It's good. We ran this morning for an hour, and then we did a little interview, and then me and Marlynn trained shoulders, and then went back. Yeah, 680 to Walnut Creek, you're going to take the Olympic exit, and then you get off on the Olympic, you're going to take a left underneath the overpass, follow it down till you get to Tice, and then take a left on Tice, and then we're going to be on the left-hand side. It's really easy to find. It's in a little strip mall. It says Diablo Valley Personal Fitness Center. Yeah. Okie doke. We'll see you in a little bit. Thank you. Bye. Try not to do too much talking on the phone while I drive, because that's where I rear-ended a lady back there. So since then, we'll try to focus on the agenda. I think I should have about 8 or 10 girls here. Shall we? How are you? You good? Hi, how are you? Hey, good. Good to see you too. How you been? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. You? Why are you guys standing out here? It's hot.
Oh, they were training inside.
Me? What's up? Please, shut up. Shut up. I should probably eat out here just so I can say hi to everybody while I eat. Better butt kicked.
Yeah, we tried. She did alright. Gotta fix my back. Nursing a compressed disc. Lots of fun.
Looks like you're doing a photo shoot on your roller thing there. It
Yeah,
matches your
right.
shirt.
Oh yeah, I did that on purpose.
I know. Thank you guys for coming, spending your Saturday with me. So introduce yourselves.
Jennifer Seminer from Redding, California. Carol Durham from Fremont. I'm Nicola from Fremont.
Erin, living in San Francisco right now.
Sonia Modesto.
Melanie from Pleasanton. Stephanie Dahl from El Dorado Hills.
Very nice. Thanks, girls, for coming. So come on up. I need 4 in front.
I'm short.
Yeah. Come on, come on. Yeah, Nicola, you step on up. Speedy. So we're going to do quarter turns first. So facing front. You can do your quarter turns a couple different ways. You can do them with your knees bent, kind of pushing out on the outer parts of your toes here, and then you're going to put more emphasis here on your quads, and then hopefully get a little bit more separation in your legs this way. You can do it that way, or you can do it standing up as tall as you can and lock out your quads. Everybody's body, everybody's legs are a little bit different, so, and as you get leaner, you'll be able to tell what looks best on me. For years and years, I just locked out because that was the only way I was able to get any sort of shape of my quads at all. In the past year, I kind of was retaught how to bend my knees slightly, putting weight on the outside of my toes just to get more separation through my quads. And that seems like it's working better for me now. Until you're lean enough, it's kind of hard to tell what looks best. So play with it kind of both ways to see what you like. One way is not right versus another. It's just kind of personal preference and what we can make look best on your legs. Everybody's looking at their legs going, I don't know. No. So just try it by putting the weight on the outside of your toes there. Tuck your hips back just as hard as you can. You should feel some discomfort right here in your low back. When it hurts, you know you're in the right spot. So tuck your hips back just as hard as you can. You want to suck your belly button into your spine, and then make sure that your hair is all back behind you. Pull round forward to pull your lats out, and then bring your chest up nice and tall. There we have it. So stay right there. Perfect. Just bring your feet together. There you go. And then also you might want to bring your toes just kind of slightly out to the side. It's going to give you a little bit more outer sweep through here. Very nice. Same thing, bring your toes out just kind of slightly, right there. See how it gives you just a little bit more outer sweep through here, which is also going to make your waist look a little bit smaller. So that's kind of the goal. Good, Mel. Yeah, I would do that. See how you kind of rotated your hips out a little bit? So you might bring your toes out just slightly out to the side. There you go. That's good. Perfect. Very nice. Good, keep that chest up nice and tall. And then Steph, I'd bring your hands back just slightly. There. Good. Now round forward to pull those lats out through here. There you go, that's it. And now with your hands, make sure that you point your index finger, but relax your other fingers. So you don't want to do the claw. I was explaining to Mitz earlier that you want to, I mean, figure's kind of tough because basically we're flexing every muscle in our body, but you want it to look like you're not flexing. So it's really flex everything, but you have to make your facial expressions need to look relaxed, your hands need to look relaxed, your arms need to look relaxed, although everything needs to contract in your body. Total paradox. So from here, back out nice and wide, chest up tall, hold that there. They're going to tell you quarter turn to the right. Before you turn, relax everything first. Take a step with your left, pivot, step together. And then you're going to do the exact same thing facing side. Good. Suck your belly button into your spine, abs tight, chest up nice and tall. That's good. So from here, quarter turn to the right, same thing. Relax everything first. Take a step to the left, pivot, step your left foot into your right. So let's try that pivot thing again. Take it back to this side. So from here, relax everything, step, pivot, together. Yeah? So from here, tuck your hips back as hard as you can first. Pull your hair off to the side so you can show your back. Round forward to pull out your lats, and then stand up nice and tall. Make sure that when you stand up nice and tall, that you don't contract your shoulder blades back together. So round forward to pull them out, just stand up tall. So you're just torquing from your low back. So you can kind of, you have to remember the judges are sitting down below you. So you want to round forward. If you round forward here and they're way down there, they're never going to see the width of your back. So you have to round forward and then bend at your low back, keeping the width of your back out. Does that make sense? Kind of? And smiling because we're having so much fun. Very nice. Good. And make sure that your hands aren't out here. You want to keep them back here by your sides. Good. All right. Quarter turn to the right. We'll go through it again. Step, pivot to the side. Oh, you showed me bigger back than that. I just know it's there. Good. Now bend from here. That's it. Nice job. Pull them out there and bend here. Good. That's it. So just make sure that you pull your hair off to the side just so we can see that back. Good. Pull it out right there. Nice. Just like that. Way more width up like that. Now torque at your back. We're going to glue him over here. Good. Widen out through here. Bend at your low back there. Good. Same thing. Widen out through here. Good. And bend there. That's it. Good. Squeeze it here. That's it. Good job, Nicola. Very nice. That's perfect. Just like that. Keep that out nice and wide. Perfect. All right. Quarter turn to the right from there. Step, pivot to the side. Good. And if your hair is off to the side here, when you pivot to the side here, just make sure you push it back off that shoulder so it's not sitting there blocking your shoulder. Chest up nice and tall. Suck your belly button in. Shoulders over the top of your hips. Smiling because we're having fun. All right. Quarter turn to the right. Good. 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 Relax. Ah. How are we feeling? It's okay? It feels like work. So let's just switch. Front row, go to the back. Back row, come to the front. We'll do the same thing through again. Thankful. You'll be liking that fan in about 2 more minutes. Hurt your low back?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always walk off the stage like this. Because I don't wear heels aside from on stage. All right, so let's do the same thing where we go through quarter turn. So facing front, feet together. Good. Press out through your legs there. Round forward, pull out your lats. Keep your chest up nice and tall. And smile. Yay. Good. Quarter turn to the right from here. Relax. Step, pivot to the side. Chest up nice and tall. Very nice. Quarter turn to the right from there. Step, pivot to the front. Good. Push out through those legs. I kind of work my way up my body to make sure I haven't missed anything. So push out on your legs, tuck those hips back, suck your belly button in, round out through your lats, bring your chest up tall. And just make sure that your hands are somewhat close to your hips. Yeah? Okay, I'm gonna watch you. One more time. Good. Keep that nice and wide, that's it. There you go, keep that there. Just bend your hands in here, keep that out. Good. Just bring your toes out just slightly out to the side, and then kind of put your weight forward into the outside of your toes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better. Just like that, but at the same time you have to keep your hips tucked back nice and tall. I know, it's 8,000 things to think of at the same time. Oh, and then look like you're not really doing anything, you're just chilling on stage. Right. Good. Nice job, relax. Feel okay? Woo! No problem. No problem. Okay, so that's quarter turns. The other part of in the posing seminar that I cover is presentation. So when you walk out on stage, they basically say, do your presentation, which is any 3 poses that you want to do. I usually do a side pose, a back pose, and another side pose, just because I think the side pose looks a little bit more feminine. I don't think this looks great on anybody. Yeah, I think it looks kind of like we're trying to be bodybuilders, but we're not really. So I do a side pose, and then relax this, step to the back, do a back pose, relax that, and then do my opposite side pose. Just because I think that kind of S-curve of it all looks a little bit more feminine. So that's how I'll teach it, and if you decide, no, I really, really want to do this pose, there's nothing wrong with that. There's not a right way to do your presentation or a wrong way. I just teach it how I generally do it on stage, and then you can fine-tune it how you want to. This foot's going to stop so you're parallel to the stage. Your left foot stops parallel to the stage. Right foot right in your instep here. Left hand up on top of your hip. Right hand comes right behind your glute here. Make sure here that you keep your tummy tucked in tight, your chest up tall. You also want to make sure that you pull out this right lat, because again, you're trying to make that V taper. So pull that lat out, chest up tall. And of course, we're smiling and looking at the judges and saying, this is a piece of cake. So relax here. You're going to hold that for a count of 3. Relax this. Take a step forward, pivot to the back. Same back pose that we just practiced. Hips tucked back. Pull out through your lats. Stand up nice and tall. Yeah. Hold that for a count of 3. Then you're going to relax your arms there. Take a step forward with your right foot. Pivot, and then slide your left foot into your right. Then you do the opposite side pose. Yeah? Make sense? Good. So let's go through that footwork again. Left foot parallel to the stage, right foot in your instep, left hand behind your hip, right hand right behind this glute. Good. Suck your belly button into your spine. Hold that for a count of 3. Relax your arms here. Take a step forward, pivot to the back. Pull your hair, tuck your hips back, pull your hair to the side, round forward to pull your lats out, chest up tall. Hold that for a count of 3. Relax your arms. Take a step forward with your right foot. Pivot, slide your left foot into your right. Right hand comes up on top of your hip, left hand behind your glute. Yeah? No problem? Yeah? Cool. Let's do it one at a time. So we'll start back and bring that hand back towards you. Perfect. Good. Perfect. Step, pivot to the back, tuck back. Good, widen out through right there. That's it, nice job. Good, relax your arms, take a step forward, pivot, slide that foot in. That's it, yeah. And then that hand goes on top of your hip, perfect. Very nice. Good, that's it. Now. Nice. Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Perfect. Just don't say that on stage, whatever you do. Nice and tight. And then point this index finger here. Good, now rotate your whole upper body there. Good. That's good. This shoulder's up a little bit higher, so we're just gonna pull him out right there. Good. That's it. Him right there. Point that index finger and relax those guys. Good. Chest up nice and tall right there. Good. You're going to hold that for a count of 3. Relax your arms. Step, pivot to the back. Good. Hips tucked back. Yep. The hair is off to the side. Now widen out through here. There. And then bend from your low back. That's it. Good. Okay, relax that. Take a step. Yeah, your back does look wider. That's good. Well, there is always a correlation, I find. Wow, your back looks bigger, bust out your ass. That's good, just like that. Perfect. You did it. Nice work. Good. And just hold it for a little bit longer. You're like, yeah, I want to be done with this. There you go. That's it. Nice. Just like that. Good. All right, I guess I got to go. Oh, hold those for a little longer. Good. Nice job. Wave. Hello. Perfect. Quarter turn. Very nice. You made it. Nice work, girls. Thank you very much for coming today and helping me. I really, really appreciate it. Well, most of you have my posing manual, and if you don't, let me know and I'll get it to you. And if you have other questions, obviously you can always email me, Jenny@JennyLynnFitness.com. And that's it. Thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate it. More turkey and broccoli. Oh boy. 99% fat-free ground turkey with onions and garlic, some seasoning, and some mustard, and some broccoli. Here we go.
What's up, Mitz?
How you doing, sir?
Good, good. It's good seeing you again.
Check out the ride.
Sweet. The new toy.
The new toy. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good.
What's up, brother? How are you?
I switched all
How
over
did
you,
your,
though.
what do you call it go?
It was good.
Yeah, it was really
Slumped
good.
all over you.
Yeah, you don't want to get all the girls jealous.
Yeah, that's right.
My name is Hani Rambod. I write for Muscular Development Magazine. I also do contest preparation for lots of pros, both in bodybuilding, figure, and fitness. I've been doing contest preparation for about 10 years now, and I've worked with the last week's USA overall winner, Omar Deckard, also second place in the heavyweight runner-up, Lionel Brown, and last year with Phil Heath for his pro debut and the New York Pro win the following week. So my column's called The Pro Creator, and it's kind of like the nickname that the industry kind of given me several years back after having the back-to-back USA winners in 2001 and 2002. So after that, it kind of took off from there. I work with all kinds of athletes. I've got NFL athletes. I work also with guys getting ready for the Olympics. Actually, I've been working with the gold medalist from the last Olympics. And so I work with a lot of different athletes, all over the world. So it's not just bodybuilding fitness. That's my passion, but really I work with lots of different athletes with a lot of different disciplines. Quarter on the right.
Don't mind this. I didn't bring bikini.
And I have to pay a little extra for.
Might have to pay a little extra for that.
Good. Quarter on the right.
We'll try to place that.
Quarter on the right. Quarter on the right. You can tell your legs are a little bit pumped up right now from all that cardio you've been doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally nice and full.
And I just trained with Charles yesterday.
Did you do legs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you can tell
that's an
really-
understatement.
It
Yeah.
is an understatement.
Right, Charles will beat you up.
He beat me apart.
Yeah. Actually, I think that you're about a week and a half to 2 weeks ahead of what you were at last year.
Yeah.
I think that from the last time I saw you, how long has it been? About a week?
A week. I saw you last Saturday.
Yeah, you definitely made some really good improvements. I think this is probably the best I've seen you in the last year.
Yeah.
This far out.
For 7 weeks out, I feel like we're in the right
So
spot.
that's exactly for where we need to be. I think we look, right on the money.
Yeah. I mean, upper body is
Nice and full.
Close.
Yeah, upper body's nice and full, whatnot.
take the
Just
next
need to get a little
steps.
more crispness in the midsection. Muscularity-wise, you're right there, and then that obviously you're gonna, lose a little bit of muscularity as you diet down a little more.
Right.
And then with the legs, as your legs get leaner, what's gonna end up happening is your overall looks gonna just look smaller.
Right.
So that's exactly what what they want and what the judges want. So we'll definitely make a big difference.
okay.
It'll
Good.
make a big difference. I think that it's gonna be the best.
Just stay the course.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're gonna stay the course. What we'll do is we'll check again by the end of the week, take another look, and then we'll see if we need to adjust any of your cardio or any of your food.
Okay.
But I think for right now, everything seems to be really making some really good.
We increased the
positive
track workouts to 3 times a week.
gains. Good.
Cycle the carbs, like you said. So
Right.
we're
Right.
good.
How's your hunger?
I'm hungry.
Good. Good. But your energy's still pretty good.
It's all right.
It's okay.
I mean, it's
It's not staying too low for too long.
no.
Okay.
I mean, it's not great, but
But you can feel yourself getting into shape.
yeah,
Good.
yeah,
Well, I think that you definitely improved a lot in the last week. So.
good.
You can, legs being leaner.
Yeah, they're
Upper body looks
thinking
really
about it.
good.
good.
Body's responding really nicely. I think that we're really good.
Good.
We're right where we need to be. Right on
Fabulous.
target. Right on target.
You're happy. I'm happy.
So basically, the way it works is Jenny and I will get together at least once a week, and then if we need to touch base via phone, we do several times a week, and we'll adjust both the amount of cardio, the amount of carbs in protein, the different types of cardio, whether she's doing bike, treadmill, Stairmaster, a combination. She's also doing a lot of track work to help with her legs. That had been kind of a weak point in the past for Jenny, and now she's able to bring her legs in at a much earlier amount of time, like at 7 or 8 weeks, where before they were only coming in like the last 3 or 4 weeks because of the extra track sessions and the types of cardio she's been doing. So what I do is basically help evaluate her, give her an honest eye when it's really kind of hard when you're emotional because you're trying to judge yourself, and whether it's Phil Heath or Jenny or Blair or whoever I end up working with, we basically put a game plan together and try to stick to it all the way through to the day of the show. Jenny's currently on about 4 ounces of protein per meal. I'll let actually Jenny tell you. She's got it down to a science. Go ahead, Jen.
About 4 ounces protein per meal. We're cycling my carbs, so I get 3/3 of a cup one day. The next 2 days, then I do 1/3 of a cup for my first 2 meals, and then the 4th and 5th day, it's 1 carb meal, and then we cycle back through. So that's how we've been cycling, at least started that a week ago, and that seems like that's helping quite a bit.
Right. If we need to, what we'll do is we'll either increase or decrease carbs depending on how she looks. So if we feel like she's coming in a little too quickly, we'll actually either increase the amount of carbs or increase the days that she has the higher carbs back to back. So it really, everything depends on what the mirror is telling us. The contest, the last 3-4 days, what we do is we do, about 7 days out, we'll do maybe a small depletion, and then what we do is we cut the carbs back to maybe 1 carb meal. And then the last 3 days, what we'll do is we'll carb her up, very similar to a bodybuilder, but not exactly. What we want to do is just make sure that she has a full look, but also staying small and dry. She actually, when we increase the amount of carbs, she actually ends up losing weight. So, so she becomes the incredible shrinking woman. So, and by the time she steps on stage, she's actually ends up losing anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds from just the carbs and then the cutting back of the water. So we start off about a week in advance and then all the way up to the day of the show. Depending on her metabolism and how things are going, we'll change the protein sources. Sometimes we'll throw in some red meat if we feel like she's flattening out a little bit, her energy might be a little bit low. Certain kinds of fats, maybe almonds or maybe throwing in some peanut butter. All natural peanut butter will also help that. during the last several days, we usually throw in a little bit of red meat, and depending on exactly where she's at with her body is going to depend on how much red meat. We might be, one or two meals with red meat, all the way up to 5 meals with red meat the last 3 days. So we really judge everything on an hour-to-hour basis. So we look at at her physique maybe every 2 to 4 hours the last 3 days. And then what we do is we decide exactly how much water she's going to have for the day and how much she's going to have in terms of red meat, or what kind of protein sources she's going to have, carb sources she's going to have. And then what we do is we reevaluate that, like I said, maybe every 4 hours. Right. So no 2 times will it ever be the same. So how she looked phenomenal last year, she could look even better this year, or she could be a little bit off a couple of days before that. And what we do is we speed things up or adjust accordingly so that we can get her to look her best by the time she steps on stage. So no, there are no cookie cutter programs when it comes to the stuff that we do together. It's all dependent on what she looks like at that time of day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Today.
What's that?
You've done good.
I'm beat. That much I can tell you.
I'm with you.
There you are. Ugh. Phew. I'm spent. Ready for a shower and a pillow. But I get to eat again. So some more turkey and broccoli.